Hey everybody, clearing. I got my Santy hat on. Can't really see it. Anyways, just thought I'd share because I just noticed. Can't see it. Anyways, hi. So I still have a few readings left for the $33 over Christmas. I'm only doing pre-recorded for the holidays, so grab those. If there's enough demand, I'll probably open some more down the road, so don't worry if they do sell out. Having said that, the link's in the comment below, and let's dive in. So this one on the pre-shuffle, I'm hearing what's going on for the divine masculines and how does that relate to the divine feminines inner union. So thank you, divine creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for where the divine masculines are at in this collective? And how does that relate to the divine feminines inner union, balancing out their own internal masculine polarity on their journey at this time? Okay, conscious mind about the connections. Oh, wow. Abandonment wound. And what I heard was, I sure didn't do anything to stop that. So these masculines are feeling the distance. Take that however it resonates right now. The Ten of Swords is like a lot of self-sabotage, stabbing themselves in the back with their control, with their resistance, with their incoherence between how they really felt and how they led you to believe they felt, feminines. And the Magician in the inverse is my card of manipulation. So these masculines understand that their games backfired, that they have had a crash course in what not to do with the right one, is what I'm hearing. Wow. So it's kind of hitting them that they have backed themselves into a corner with this connection. How does that relate to the divine feminine's inner union? It's causing you to pray, to ask, to take action in the right direction to the divine. This is a journey of spiritual mastery. It's a spiritual path of mastery. I am not reading for casual boyfriend, girlfriend, take gender how it resonates reading here. This is about spiritual mastery and the path of intimate relationship as one of those paths or one of those progressions. This is my card of prayer. So feminines, you are being guided here not to look to the human, the external human, but to go deep within for clarity about what you're meant to be utilizing this period of time for, while your masculine looks at this aspect of human nature, choices, karma, that incoherence between what they're feeling and how they've conducted themselves. And so that inner taking action in prayer, that's your inner masculine's homework right now. What can we see for how the masculines are viewing the feminine? Oh, right. Yes. They know that you're the fairest in the land. Like they're never going to find somebody who's as attractive to them, as spiritually embodied. The Queen of Wands to me is the martial artist level flow and ease. And the Queen of Wands is guided on a higher level. It's an intuitive spiritual aspect, but there's so much mastery in the way the Queen of Wands moves, and the Queen of Wands energy radiates from her. The masculines know this about you. They know that you are this creature. And, you know, they also know that they pulled these switcheroos on someone like you. They doubled down on the things that have worked for karmic partners, I just heard. And they're even more remorseful because of that when it does come to you, because you're the one that didn't deserve it and didn't respond in karmic ways. So it really called them out on all those, it dredged, I'm hearing it dredged all of those conditioned ploys, games up to the surface for their conscious awareness. How is that related to your inner masculine, your inner union? It's giving you all of the perspective to know your worth. Because there's love here, both counterparts, it's counterintuitive, right? For the masculines to treat the one that they actually love the most this way. But it's also a real eye-opener for the feminines because the love is so true, regardless of this, that it really brings you into choosing your own awareness, your own divinely illuminated knowing about this connection, even above the appearance of things. Now, again, I'm going to say this isn't casual boyfriend-girlfriend stuff, and this is not abuse situations. This is not narcissist stuff. Learn to read the room. That is not what I'm reading here. If you're unsure, do your research, figure it out. But I'm not reading about those connections here, so don't make it fit if it doesn't. But this is empowering the feminines that are truly on this journey to come into such confidence internally that their worth, their happiness, their progress, their balance, their life path is not hindered by the appearance of what's going on, despite the amount of love that they know is here. What can we see for the heart space, these masculines? We've got the card of being trapped and powerless in the inverse, which means they're starting to see the way out of this conundrum they have themselves in. They are looking back. We got the 10 of Swords here, right? And the Ace of Swords. I'm seeing an equation where we start with this abandonment wound. We take one away and we've got anxiety about the Queen. And then we're down to the 8. So it's like a countdown energy. But when we're retracing steps like that, we're seeing about what we could do differently to get different results. Rest assured, feminines, these masculines are looking at how they navigated each of the junction points in your connection, and they are now more aware of what they could have done if they had trusted the connection, if they had believed the love, if they were ready, if they had felt secure about it, about themselves, about their ability to meet you in the energy that they have seen you in. Their insignificance, I just heard. Then we get this card of public victory. So they want to free themselves from thinking that all hope is lost so that they can muster shooting their shot. That's what they feel in their heart. That's what their heart is telling them is inevitable here. Advice for the feminine's inner union. Walk away from everything that emotionally does not serve, including with your masculine here. Set the bar. Do not settle for that. Withdraw your energy. Do not take scraps. Do not entertain bits. Really tell yourself you deserve love, you are worthy of love, and then take heart. Don't be vigilant. Don't be scanning the horizon for any movement for them coming in. Let them feel your absence, but not because you're rejecting them, not because you're playing games, not because you're acting out, but because you no longer wish to have anything that isn't emotionally satisfying. Grounded, genuine. So really take a fine-tooth comb through your assessment of your connection with your masculine, and if it doesn't make the cut, do not long for it to be something it's not, but don't tell yourself that means all hope is lost. Tell yourself this is the process of sorting my worth. This is nothing personal. This is a sacred opportunity to understand your own growth and your own progress here, feminines, with your own inner standards. This is your inner masculine, inner union, and this is what you must do in order to receive it externally. So it's not about rejecting your masculine or saying that they're never going to catch up or meet you there. This is just in the aspects where your masculine is human and is learning. You have your things as well, but this on the heart space, when you set your standard higher, they can only come in that or above. If you don't discriminate in a mature, responsible, spiritually savvy way, you continue to get the same results you always have gotten, which is negligent, which is not fully reciprocal. So this is an important one to understand. It's not about rejecting or being abandoned. It's about standards. What can we see for the heart space for these masculines? Ooh, the star and the moon in the inverse. Something is coming into view for these masculines that's giving them hope. It's literally that they are retracing their missteps here and seeing how they could do differently. And therefore it's supporting them to learn. It's supporting them to see things in a more mature way. It's supporting them to creative solutions. You can't fake that. You can't make it up. You cannot fake having come to a greater awareness and then being able to have your actions back you up on that. What is it? Changed behavior is the greatest apology. That's what I'm feeling here. This is the hope. They're seeing the deepest subconscious drivers, and they're looking at this fluff that they were conveying in this connection, and they're seeing beneath it. They're seeing into their core, which is they love you. They want this to work. They desire closeness with you. They want partnership. They want hope. But there's been all this surface level stuff that was clouding that capacity. And so on their heart of hearts, this is them getting real. What is going on with the inner union, inner masculine for the feminines? Continuing to wish for this, continuing to have unconditional love. This is my wish fulfillment card. It's interesting because we've got the moon here in both. So there is a deep subconscious collaboration here, an energetic collaboration. The science would say it's a subconscious, all that stuff. And metaphysics would say it's an energetic mirror. But feminines, you're still wishing for this. And so the masculines are still evolving. If you grow tired of manifesting with this masculine, so be it. It won't happen against your will. But so long as you should continue to manifest with this masculine in mind, they will remain relevant to you, and there will be a shared process, some way, somehow, directly or indirectly. There is no right and wrong with that, I just heard. What can we see for how these masculines are wanting to manifest with the connection? Sandy hat. Wow, union out of nowhere. Like if they could, I remember my person said to me in a cheeky way, I don't want to be engaged or involved. And it sounded like legal jargon. But what I heard was, I only want to be straight married. I don't want the dating. I don't want the insecurity. I want to get there and then do it. That's what I heard. And yeah, anyways, that's this. It's like all of a sudden it's go time. All of a sudden we're ready. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom. So they want it to be that good that you cannot say no. And they're working on it. They're working on all of their conscious awareness of interpersonal dynamics of you, of them, of the growth. I'm seeing just a chessboard and then figuring out 5 moves ahead. What's this with the inner union? Inner bravery, sight unseen. You know, sometimes I call this card where we take a torch and we walk through a dark tunnel all by ourselves with no map. That's what the feminines are learning to do without being codependent on a masculine, while still honoring that their heart wants what their heart wants, but they just don't want the BS anymore. And you do have what it takes, feminines, to use this whole experience as a close-up and personal opportunity to adjust what you put up with, what you want to experience, and what you say yes to no to in any given moment. You becoming that discerning, that definitive, that aligned, eventually you do have to get into a position where only the real thing can happen. What can we see for the actions these masculines are wanting to take? They want to heal the heartache. We've got the 5 of Swords. So they know it's riding on them, I just heard. The 4 of Swords is a meditation card. It's kind of taking a time out, a rest to find the truth. And we've got the truth. So the truth has been found. They know so much more than they have shared yet. And they do want to offer that. The 4 and the 1 is the 5 of Swords. That's my card of the free will. So nothing is saying that they're absolutely going to do this, but all of the energy is showing them that they'll regret it if they don't. You are the Queen of Wands, divine feminines, and just for a moment imagine that you're the best one for your masculine in all the world, and they've got insecurities they're facing so that they can love you with the purity they know that you will pick up on when it's time, or what you're worth. They know that you're the one feminine in their life that is worth that. How is this affecting inner union? You should be seeing, I heard regularly, the things that truly make you happy, the simple things, the daily things, the things you're grateful for. I'm actually hearing that if you pay attention to your inner dialogue, you'll see yourself, you'll observe yourself being grateful for so many things, even in the hustle bustle, even in the chaotic energy. There's an attitude of gratitude within you, I can feel here. And this goes hand in hand with being good on your own and your masculine knowing that you are rare. This is true free will choice because you're actually the best one, because of your alignment, feminines, not because you're prettier, thinner, younger, or smarter, or more cultured, or, you know, wealthy, whatever. None of that. This is all because you are spiritually aligned. And your masculine knows that is rare. The thing to remember is your masculine, if this is your reading, knows that this is rare because they are cut from that cloth too. And this is a growth process for all. What can we see for the biggest challenge? There's the 10 of Cups again and the Empress. The Empress has been showing up regularly recently. So I'm hearing, what do I give the person who has it all? And the answer that's in this energy is these masculines know that the only worthy thing to give you is their happiness. their surety, their embodiment of readiness, their wholeheartedness. That's the only thing. They're figuring out, they're seeing the gratitude. The difficulty here, the challenge is that they are aware of how magnificent you are, the odds of meeting you. I'm hearing the way you met, the things that have played out since you've met. That's the challenge here, is because they haven't handled this connection the way they would handle it if they could do it again, knowing what they know now. That's the challenge. You make them happy and they know it, but they haven't shown you that, not in the way that does it justice. This is you coming into your own divine feminines. There's the Queen of Wands again. So this has been essential for you. Your masculine has thrown a wrench in it the whole way along, only because each person has to rise to their worthiness through their own spiritual maturation process. And yours would not have unfolded the way that it has had your masculine come in before now, because you would have been focused on your masculine's attention and energy and the endorphins and the making love and all of that. And you would not have put in the time to spiritually develop in a sovereign way, in the way that you've needed to clear your karma, which wasn't your masculine's karma, to do your healing, which wasn't your masculine's healing, and to step on purpose, which wasn't your masculine's purpose, in a sovereign way. This is why you've become this empress. I think a recent reading said that the masculines have seen that you've come into your own, you've found yourself. And so that's the challenge, is we didn't know what we know now then. What is the solution? Wow, Queen of Swords and the Fool. The solution is for them to admit that you likely know what a fool they've been and you love them anyways, is what I heard. Like, that's one of the fail-safe in these energetic connections, is it's kind of like we're peeking out from behind the masks and we kind of know the charade because we feel the love so deeply, and yet our human selves are playing out certain experiences, but we do know and we love anyways. That's another indicator that you are a true divine feminine, is that these masculines know that you've had the capacity to see through their foolishness and love them anyways. I'm seeing the masculines saying, I don't deserve this, but I'm so glad this has happened to me. I also feel them ugly crying, sobbing, and preparing to spend their life with you, feminines, because you love so profoundly. It's like they just have to shed all of the prickly layers that have kept love out before they can just sort of come home to that, so that they can live in it without the drama, without the rebellion, without the bad attitudes. Disarming. I keep hearing the word disarming. They don't want to be that guy. What is this with the inner union? Yes, your own nurture. Your conscience is clean, and no matter what foolishness, behavior, action your masculine has demonstrated, you haven't let it shake your worth. You've been doing your best sincerely, and that is your inner union energy through all this. So many king energies on their side, so many queen energies pointing here. What is the direction in the next few weeks? Okay, stepping out of the shadows. The Hanged One in the inverse, that is epiphanies that breed action, one at a time, one step at a time. I think it was October or November, I was getting the message that from now until the new year, there was going to be indicators that the masculines were showing up differently in the physical, and I'm getting that message again. So there may be dipping their toe in the water, just putting feelers out, asking friends, family, connecting in some way. You might run into them. You might see them briefly in a location that you didn't expect, and you'll know that the universe aligned it. What is the inner union here? Oh, yeah, you might see them before they see you. I'm feeling like you're coming into such safety and security, feminines, that the universe is going to bring you anything that you would benefit from knowing easily and effortlessly without you having to go looking for it or expend energy. You've become the observer. And it feels like your intuition knows that something is changing. But I'm getting that you might see your masculine before they have told you that they are in town or like off the beaten track. It feels like you will come across some information. Okay, let's see what we can for advice for the masculines in this reading. Make your dreams real and let spirit be your guide. Yeah, it's all connected. That, like that spider web, masculines, the good, bad, and ugly on this journey, it all leads you home. It all leads you to love. Take down the ego, take down the mask, get real, breathe, be love, show up unapologetically and own it, masculines. Just own it all. Be like, this is me. This is who I am. Feminines. Advice for the feminines. Take the lead in the neutral. Don't be second fiddle, feminines. Just because your masculine has an insecure bad day and says something about not having feelings, don't let that get to you. That's not going to be what you'll have to put up with in sacred union, mind you. Those are all working out the kinks before sacred union. Forgive them. Be glad you're not in your sacred union while all that low vibe stuff is coming up for release. Relax. Breathe. Don't push anything, but don't harbor resentment, especially because you're not in your sacred union yet. Just be grateful that things are where they're at this stage, and be grateful that things want to grow into sacred union, and you can get there from here. There's no rush, no forcing it. Merry Christmas. Bye for now.